Hello everyone and welcome back to the European Cricket Network. We're in beautiful Amsterdam today, Amstelveen to be precise. The sun is shining, it's match 2 of this series. Can the Dutch fight back? That's the big question, and it all starts right now.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software and Bizaway.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Netherlands. It's match 2 in beautiful Amsterdam today. The sun is shining, so this should be a really good contest. Let's have a quick look at this wicket. It played really true the other day. Terry's done a fantastic job. I think it actually suits batting, and with the outfield, from what I've seen, 140 to 150 would be par. It's quite firm. Ireland won the toss the other day and they elected to bowl first. I wouldn't be surprised the team that wins the toss, they probably elect to bat. The sun's shining, get the batters out there and see if you can build a good score. Touching on this outfield a little bit, it was rapid. I've lived a couple of years in the Netherlands. This is the quickest that I've seen the outfield. So if you can get in, you're likely to end up with a big score. The question marks will be, can the Netherlands fight back? They were a little bit poor the other day. We know how good a team they can be. They beat Thailand and Scotland only a month ago. So all the action will be starting in only 25 minutes. Let's go to Adrian van Dries for the coin toss. Hello everyone and welcome back to VRA Cricket Stadium here out in the beautiful Amstelveen in the Netherlands. This promises to be a gorgeous day for cricket as the sun is shining, and you can see on your screens there. And here are the two lineups. Netherlands versus Ireland in the second match of this T20 tri-series. In the first game, it was all Ireland. Those openers, Gabby Lewis and Amy Hunter, sensational. Special mention to Laura Delaney today as well, the captain of Ireland, who is actually becoming the most capped international women's player ever today with 185 appearances. So good luck to her. And for the Netherlands, they've actually named an unchanged team. They're going to back in the girls that maybe didn't have such a great day the other day, but today, it's a new day. There's a lot of days in that, so we'll have to wait and see. They've won the toss, elected to bowl. I do think it's bat first pitch, but maybe after what happened a couple of days ago, they've just thought, you know what, let's send them in, see if we can take some early wickets and cause a couple of issues. So we are almost set to go. Welcome back, all our viewers around the world. Hope you're doing well wherever you're watching from. Iris Zwilling on your screens, the Dutch fast opening bowler. Starting with a third in place and a deep backward square. Well, she's going to have her work cut out because she's bowling to a very good opening pair, Lewis and Hunter. Here we go, first ball, match number 2. Shot straight to cover point for a dot. So these two teams obviously coming up against each other just a few days ago, and it has to be said, the Irish, well, they were gallivanting out there. They were in some prime form with the ball in the field and with the bat. So they'll be hoping to have another standout day here today and wrap up this series. Question marks will be, can the Dutch fight back? As that's cutely tucked down to third, just for the one for Hunter, who was mighty impressive, I thought, on her first T20I of this series. Also, Lewis, has to be said, batted fantastically. Winning the match by 10 wickets is no easy feat, but that's exactly what happened. And good to see everyone on YouTube in the chat. If you do want to interact with us, it's brought to you by the European Cricket Network. You can jump in the YouTube chat and get any questions in throughout. Someone asking straight away, is this in Eindhoven? No, we're in Amsterdam. Beautiful Amsterdam. As that's sort of pushed into the offside, not off the meat of the bat. But yeah, actually, Amstelveen, to be more precise, about 15 minutes away from Amsterdam. Beautiful part of the world. And, well, when you get weather like this, Netherlands must be one of the best places in the world to live. Gorgeous weather today. A nice start from Zwilling here as well, getting in the right area early. Driv it again, but straight to cover point again. And this is good from the Dutch, winning the toss, electing to field first. I was a little bit surprised, but, well, maybe a couple of scars from the other day where they did bat first and didn't get many runs on the board. So I probably feel a little bit more comfortable to get out there and bowl. But I tell you, this pitch, it's flat for me. I reckon there's runs to be had. Short ball tucked away, and there is runs to be had because that will be the first boundary of this match. Well, Lewis gets one on the hip and just pushes that through the leg side. Easy shot, really, and that is 4 runs to the kitty. Ireland move on to 5 with 1 ball left in the first. Just erring on her line a little bit there, and easy shot for Lewis, who was also in supreme touch the other day, carrying her bat through the run chase. Well bowled again as that's pushed to backward point. So not a bad over from Zwilling, just losing a line on 1 delivery there. But overall, no wickets just yet for the Dutch. The score at the end of 1 is 5 for none. So 5 for none for the Irish, who being sent in today, I'm sure they're looking forward to batting in this basking sun and trying to get plenty of runs on the board. But second match of this 3-match series. Ireland recently completing an ODI series against Australia, actually, so they've really grown in the last few years. I know we had a lot of comments coming through about how impressive they were in Game 1. Looking forward to seeing how they apply themselves in Game 2. Can they be as ruthless? So Lynch is going to open the bowling. Right arm off spin. She got taken to a little bit in Game 1. Can she come back strongly in this one? Oh, it's shortish outside off and just patted back to her. So gets away a little bit with that. Just looking at the 2 boundary riders. Looks like deep mid on and deep mid wicket. And then a ring of fielders on the offside. Oh, and that's much better from Lynch's. Hunter goes for that sweep shot. You can understand, I just said that there's a deep mid on, deep mid wicket in play. So even though it's well outside off, it's actually a safe shot if you get any bat on it. As long as you don't get a top edge, there's runs to be had if it breaks through the inner ring. There we go. Goes for the sweep again. Can't break the inner ring though. Picks out square leg. Better start this from the Dutch. The other day, even though they were defending a low score of 92, it got away from them pretty early. Again, well bowled as it's just pushed into the offside. But yeah, great to see so many people in chat. See Matthew Hodgson there and Dave. We've got Tevin Harath saying, is this the ground where England scored 498? Yes, they did score 498 in this ground. That was a good pitch that day as well. Derek Anderson, plenty of people tuning in from all over the globe. So do feel free to jump on and support the European Cricket Network as Lynch gets swept away but in forward of square leg. So that'll go out to the boundary rider just for the single. But much more positive signs here from Netherlands, starting pretty strongly here. You can see it's a perfectly executed sweep shot that from Hunter. Good extension of the arms, playing it well in front of her pads. Last ball of this second over. Shortish and punched off the back foot down to long on, and they'll just amble through for a single. So 2 overs complete in this one, and the score 7 for none. It's a much nicer start from Lynch compared to the previous game. Didn't really have the best of days with the ball, and usually the Dutch like to operate with 3 overs in the power play from their spinner. So much more positive signs. This is what's coming up on the network tomorrow. We are back for match 3, the final game of this series. It does start at 2 p.m. local time. We just had a rest day. They played on Monday, did both these women's teams representing their countries. So Tuesday was rest day, back to work Wednesday, and they'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that as also. Shot. What a shot that is. Coming down the ground and just, well, turning it into a bit of a half volley. Wasn't the worst ball you'll ever see, and that will be 4. That is a gorgeous cricket stroke. And Ira Swilling, well, it's not the worst ball you'll ever see, but proactive batting. And 4 runs to Lewis, one of the shots of the tournament so far. Just a little shimmy down the crease and then turn that into a half volley. Not a bad ball at all, but beautiful extension of the hands. Now overcorrects with a full toss and gets punished through mid-on. Gorgeous this. Lewis has hit the ground running. A 4 through the covers, a 4 through mid-on. And the Irish, well, they're in some good form on the cricket field. And they've made a very good start here again. Just over applying herself there with the ball. Will need to bang in a hard length again, but unfortunately, low full toss gets put away. This ball's pushed into the offside. It's a backward point for a dot. But dangerous signs now all of a sudden for the Netherlands. They'll be desperate for an early wicket. They actually haven't picked up a wicket so far in this series. They're up against a very strong opposition, ranks number 10 in the world. And you've got to be ranked number 10 for a reason. Again, comes down the ground trying to turn it into a half volley, and they'll get through for a quick single. I think that's one thing that definitely noticed from these Irish bats is that they're proactive, and in that run chase the other day, they didn't just nudge the ball, they went out and they hit it hard and happy to use their feet. A different array of shots with sweeps and little glides, but also some power. And then this also, the running between the wickets, I thought was exemplary. And you're going to see maybe now, oh, well, could have put the kibosh on it. Bit of a yes, no, maybe. And it'll just be the one in the end. Hunter wanted to. Sent back from Lewis, and I think that was the right call from Lewis. Not too sure the 2 was on. And Lewis just watching the ball maybe a little bit longer, and clear call of no, and delayed it with the gloves, trying to affect something cheekily with a run out the bowler's end, but not on. As last ball, the over is respectfully defended. So 3 overs complete here in Amstelveen, and the score currently is 17 for none. So one of our marquee events, if you are new to the European Cricket Network, 40 days to go until we have our T10 Cardamania 31 nations. The Irish men's will be there with their A-team or a development squad. Same with the Netherlands A-team or development squad. They'll all be out in Spain, 31 countries, 40 days away. Looking forward to that, one of the big events of the year. And who will win the tournament this year? We had England win it the first year, Netherlands the second. Will we have a new champion at the Euros of Cricket? Very excited indeed. And hopefully the sun will be shining out in Malaga. As it looks like Lynch will continue on. You can understand why I bowled a very good first over here. That one a little bit shorter and wider and probably gets away with that, but that's good aggressive running. I'll get through for a single. So Hunter probably hasn't found her touch just yet with the timing. Lewis looks good. Wouldn't be surprised if she tries to take on the off-spin of Lynch here. Flighted delivery, really well bowled and a loud appeal, but looks high for me from where I'm seated. Have a look at the different angle here. Good bit of flight. Yeah, it's going over. So my eyes are still working, thankfully, but too high. Maybe straight, but going over the stumps. She does come down the ground. Does she get it? She does. What a shot that is. Inside out, over mid-off. And, well, I touched on in the pre-game how quick this outfield is. If you get it through a gap or get it over the field, it doesn't plug. It skips on. And that's another boundary to the Irish. And the emerald green, and they look fantastic and in form still. Inside out, over mid-off. Good batting. And right now, Lewis has come out the blocks looking $1 million. We got a question in the chat from Abhishek Yadav saying, is there a chance of 170 today? Oh, I think there is always a chance with the Irish batting first in this one. We haven't seen too much of that middle order as they didn't lose a wicket in the first game, but they do look like they're in red-hot form and you can't put it past them to put a big score on the board. Shorter, pulled, not timed perfectly. There'll be a single out to Rabin Reich there at deep mid-wicket. So Hunter doing, being a little bit slower than what we saw the other day, but you got to always reset yourself in every new game. Not always going to have that timing straight from the cuff. Flighted delivery and over the top. And what a shot. Well, low full toss, you can't bowl that. I just mentioned Hunter hasn't really got going just yet, but maybe that'll open up the shackles. What a nice shot that is. Low and just getting enough, wouldn't it? It was like half a chance there to cover, who's quite tight. But turning that into a low full toss and great timing. And cut, but no timing there, straight to mid-off. So 4 overs complete here. The Netherlands still not a wicket in this series. What can they do to trouble this dangerous opening pair? The score is 27 for none. As you can see, beautiful pictures on your screen. And it's a gorgeous day here in the Netherlands. Been a bit of a, well, must be said, wet summer. We haven't had the best of weather, but thankfully the cricket gods have shined down on us for this week. As we get 3 international T20s and no chance of rain forecast on any of the days. A lot of people in the chat, JD and Simon Walsh, saying they hope that the ECC will be broadcast in Ireland. I hope so as well, but I know YouTube usually pick up a lot of what we do and some of our premier partners for our marquee events, and looking forward to seeing what team the Irish send over this year after they were knocked down in the group stages last year. So it'll be interesting to see who they bring, as the Netherlands are going to turn to Rabin Reich here early in the 5th to see if she can bring the breakthrough. It usually swings it away just a tad in the air. Recently played her cricket in Canterbury in New Zealand over the Dutch winter and was the leading run scorer, in fact, while she was out there. So all-round player. And she draws an edge first ball, which is just going to fall short of third. So no slips in play. And you can sort of understand that, considering they haven't been able to take a wicket. They've decided to cover the square boundaries, deep cover point in place. And I'll say a deep mid-wicket it looks like. So a little bit defensive from the Dutch, but you can understand why. Gone. Well, first wicket of the series, and it's a corker from Rabin Reich. She was the shining light in the first T20 International with the bat, this time with the ball, and it's a big wicket of Lewis. We'll see if we can get that for you. But what a good delivery that was. Angled in, top of the stumps length, which we talk about a lot on this network. If you're hitting the top of the stumps, you're doing something right with your length. And the first one will go. As you can see, angled in and actually kept going on with the arm, and it's the top of off, so it's almost the perfect delivery. As Lewis just looking for that expansive drive, maybe a little bit too, well, I'll say early on it, but it just pitches, keeps going in with the angle, no away swing there, and the topper off, and that will make the Dutch feel a million times better because it is their first wicket of the series. So we'll get to look finally at a new player in this batting lineup. And it's going to be Prendergast, all up Prendergast, coming out at number 3. Handy with the ball also, and well, coming out at 3 here. Had to, what we would have said in the first game, probably would have got a bit of pad rash just sitting there watching all the boundaries happen in the first game. But out there in the 5th over this time, gets an opportunity with the bat. How's she going to go? Well bowled from Rabin Reich, right on the money, and that's all you can ask. And plenty of noise out there currently for the Dutch. They needed a bit of a boost, and that's exactly what they've gotten here. If they can remove Hunter early as well, remove the openers, this is game on out here in Amstelveen. A little bit of a false start that time. Yeah, looks like we've got viewers from all over watching on the YouTube chat at the moment. There's a replay of the dead ball. Don't think I've seen a replay. Big smile on her face there. You can understand why. She's picked up an early wicket. Hit in the air, and it's in the gap, so Prendergast is going to get off the mark. That might fly to the boundary, and it will. So 4 handy runs to the Irish total. Wasn't the worst ball you'll ever see. Just a little bit of width. Prendergast stayed leg side of that. It's the modern day batter. You stay leg side of the ball so that you can release your hands. That's exactly what we saw this time. I won't say it was out in the meat of the bat, but went in the direction that Prendergast was hoping for, and does get a boundary. Another good delivery from Rabin Reich, who's really found a good length and line this over. As that's just respectfully played for a single. So for the last ball of this 5th over. And one thing I have noticed always, these Irish ladies, they quite quick between the wickets. No hesitation there on any singles. Usually push very hard for the doubles as well. As that one's flicked nicely, but straight to square leg. So we'll end with a dot ball. A successful over, though, for the Netherlands. They peg back the Irish just a bit, and the score at the end of 5 is 32 for 1. So just talking about that little ECC event, or not little, 31 teams. We've got Group A to F, and then Netherlands, who are the reigning champions, are waiting for in finals week. All those teams definitely have a shot. T10, small boundaries. I mean, it is chaos cricket, but a lot of fun as well. You can see the Irish 11 there. They're in Group D. They'll have Austria, who they were in with last year as well. So they'll be looking to get out the group stage for the very first time. But all those teams have a lot of talent, and maybe we'll have a few upsets this year. We always have a couple, but maybe a team can go all the way that we're not expecting. So it looks like it's going to be some leg spin. Delang now brought in to bowl the 6th. So that's pushed into the offside for a dot ball. So interesting to see the leg spinner come in the power play. Obviously, Heather Seegers, the captain of the Dutch, sniffing an opportunity to potentially bring her leg spinner in early. Oh, down the crease, and well defended from Prendergast. Delana, the keeper, just for a brief moment's eyes would have lit up thinking of a potential stumping chance. Well bowled. This is good from the Dutch, just in the last over and a half. Pegging it back, and that's what a wicket can do. This one's flighted. Wasn't able to get it away. Down the crease, goes for the aggressive stroke, but hits it squarer than I think Prendergast would have liked, and just the one in the end. Hunter, only the 12 balls so far. But still there, 8 not out. Well, gets inventive and tries to create something of nothing. Good fielding that. Well, it was spinning away. It was on the deck and saves a couple of runs there. That's good from the Dutch. They need to be pretty clinical out there. That's Meryl Deleking, I'll say, as she got her body on the ground and saved a couple of runs. Good work. Again, dragged down and hit extremely hard to cover, and it bursts through. Oh, that might cost them some runs. It will cost them some runs. So Prendergast hit that so hard. No chance for the inner ring, and that gives them a boundary off the last ball of the power play. And the score currently is 31 for 6. 31 for 1 off 6, I should say. So it's just dragged down. Hit really hard and unfortunately broke through that inner ring if you're a Dutch supporter. So you would imagine Rabin Reich will continue on after that excellent first over. outside the power play. Here's now key here for the Dutch to try and pick up breakthroughs regularly and not let Ireland get away with this in the middle overs. Matthew Hodgson in the chat saying he was disappointed that Ireland didn't get through the group stage last year. And I think they will this year. I reckon they're going to come back extremely strong at the ACC. Looking forward to seeing that. So start of the 7th, Reich at the top of her mark. That's one thing that Hunters seems to be extremely good at, letting the ball come the whole way and, well, just defending that down to third. Styles of a new age batsman, just running the ball late through third. See it in the men's and women's game quite frequently in all formats these days. Very hard to keep the modern day batters on strike for too long. They're always good at finding the ones. Not this time though. Good delivery from Reich, who's really honed in on a pretty good length so far. Driven straight back to Reich, who's doing a very good job, just holding up an end a little bit. Ireland, we know, do bat deep. Being sent in to bat here, they'll be still harbouring hope of 140 plus, I'd imagine. But Netherlands have been able to restrict it back to a runner ball here. Good little comeback, good passage of play for them. An aggressive shot, and what a nice shot that is. Well, that could come to me in the little commentary box. Going to race away for 4. There I am. I'll give you a wave, as that's a gorgeous shot for 4. Well, the spectators around the ground will do the fetching. Picks up the glasses at the same time. 4 runs. What a shot that is. Prendergast, not too bothered about the keeper being up to the stumps. Back to her ability to come down, turn it into this half volley. And that's a gorgeous cricket stroke. Again, nice drive, beautiful sound off the bat. A lot of work there to do, and can't do it. Another 4. Well, that's Hannah Landier out there at deep cover, who's quite quick across the turf, but had to watch that one race away. Back-to-back boundaries. This was slightly overpitched, didn't have to come down the ground, but what a shot from Prendergast. Just gorgeous timing. These Irish batters have a happy knack of finding boundaries just when the pressure starts to build. And they're in control at the moment. They'll be feeling the happier of the two sides. Again, nice drive, but just for a 1. So the score currently is 48 for 1 after 7. So we'll have to see how the Netherlands will try and fight back, probably with delaying the leg spinner and a couple other spinners in the middle, try to take some pace off the ball. As we welcome you in to the Dreambox. Just myself today. Piers Fletcher has national duties with the A-team, but I want to welcome to the European Cricket Network. And if it is your first time joining us, we are live all week this week, and also with the Jersey women coming to the Netherlands as well. We're live in Germany for the T10 also. 1,700 games a year, all live on YouTube. We have the ECC coming up, and we just keep growing like this. So if it is your first time, give us a like on all the social medias. It'll be fantastic to have you join us, as we do have a lot of cricket coverage, and it does take a lot of people to get into the company to make this work. So well done to everybody that is making it happen, because it is probably the biggest cricket entertainment around the world, as that is going to be called a no ball, tight run, and they'll get a single. So that'll be no ball, and that's going to be a free hit. Have a look at the replay here. Delaying just getting that all wrong. She's usually a lot more consistent than that. But unfortunately, that's going to be a no ball and 1. So free hit signalled by the umpire. I like to call this a bit of the immunity cloak. tries to get inventive, and well, it's going to be a wide down the leg side actually, so another chance at the free hit. Oh, another attempt at that sort of slog sweep, and misses that opportunity at the free hit. So good comeback from DeLang, who is getting it in the right areas. Despite that no ball, didn't get put away a couple of extra times. Another attempt at the sweep, and well, Hunter is struggling just a little bit compared to the other day. Played fantastically well for 49 not out. This time around, just 10 off the 16. Still there, though, and that's what matters. Another flighted delivery and hit extremely deep, far, long, and it's going to be one bounce for almost a catching opportunity out there to Rabin Reich, but in the end, it finds a pocket of space and it'll go away for 4. Hunter put the sweep shot away this time, came down the track, turned it into a juicy full toss and gets it away. So Ireland just finding that boundary every single time. There's a little bit of pressure that builds down the track again, and a bit more of a conventional stroke this time as it's pushed down the ground for 1. Matthew Hodgson in the chat asking, do I have a chair today? No chairs today. I'm going to stand up while I commentate this one. Do apologise if you find my voice a little bit croaky today. I'm fighting a couple of little things, as that's a gorgeous shot down the ground. Well, one bounce, another boundary. Tell you what, Prendergast, who didn't get an opportunity to bat in the first T20I, is taking the opportunity in the second. That's another example of how good this Irish team have been at turning good deliveries into half volleys. And that's a perfect example, coming down the track to the leg spinner, turning what's a pretty decent ball into a half volley and hitting it perfectly straight for 4. So 60 for 1, last ball of the 8th, and defended. So that will bring us to the end of the 8th over. The score currently is 60 for 1. So have a look at the Worm, the Irish. They're going the right way at the moment. Only the 1 wicket in the 5th over, but still, they'll be pretty happy, I think. Good opportunity. The platform is set to enjoy these last 12 overs out there and see if they can get up to a score which might be out of reach for the Dutch. Looks like another bowling change, and well, this will be Frederik Overdyke now coming in. She's got to follow up the good work from Rabin Reich from this end. She'll have some pressure on her. Keepers up to the stumps. Here we go. Oh, that shot again from Hunter. And it's brilliant batting. She loves to try and get low in that crease, and it's sort of a pick-me-up shot over the 45. She missed out on it a couple of times in the previous over, but not this time. It's 4 runs. I know we're here with the Irish women's, but it reminds me a lot of Paul Sterling, actually, the opener from the Irish men's side, who also loves to get down low and clip it over 45. It's almost identical, like for like. I'd love to see a comparative square of Paul Sterling and young Hunter both playing that stroke. And again, a beautiful shot, one of the shots of the tournament, and that's gone for 6. Well, that's even better. That's not the worst ball you'll ever see from Overdyke. And she just got on her knee and swept it all the way for 6. Look at the technique on this. Watches the ball the whole way, and that's just pure timing. That's not overhitting the ball at all. Yeah, okay, my apology. Probably was a loose delivery down the leg side, but you've still got to put it away. And Hunter, yet to be dismissed in this T20 series, is playing impeccably here. 25 now off 20 after a slowish start. Good comeback from Overdyke, who would have been feeling under the pump a little bit. 4 and a 6 off her first 2 deliveries, but third delivery painting the outside edge. I see a lot of people in the chat, on the YouTube chat, saying good shot. They enjoyed that one, and I'm not surprised. That was 2 sumptuous shots to start this 9th over. Goes again, big appeal, but I believe that's off the pad, and I think we've tricked the camera crew there because the ball ended up in the gloves of the keeper. We'll get it from this angle. It sounded quite thuddy. It sounded like it was off the pad, and Rizwan Akram, who is the standing umpire today, plenty of experience, and he's never going to give that out. Well bowled, and gets it a bit fuller and strainer, and dot ball could come back from Overdyke. Would have felt under the pump after those first 2 deliveries. So last ball of this over. Well, again, but there's a fielder back there. It doesn't matter. Well, watch that going for 6 as well. Hunter loves this little pick-up shot over the leg side. There's just a little bit angled down the leg side, and it's brilliant batting. It's a 4 and a 6 to start the over, a couple of dot balls, and then a 6 to finish it. What a shot. You can see getting low and helping it all the way. And Ireland, well, it's a dream start now. 76 for 1 after 9, 31 off 24 for Hunter. Gabby Lewis set the tempo early with 19 off 15. And, well, Prendergast also has to be mentioned, has come out here and been very proactive. 24 not out at the moment off 16. Well, this is a great little start now for Ireland. And that lady there on your screen looks to have all the shots. Amy Hunter. I think one to look out for many, many years. Only 17 years old and already has 16 ODIs to her name and 21 T20 internationals. So plenty more cricket on the horizon for Hunter. Prendergast on strike this time though, and knocks it into the leg side just for a single. Yeah, touching on young Amy Hunter's career a little bit. Also made a 50 against Australia not long ago. And a women's ODI has an international 100 as well. So we're talking about a high calibre 17-year-old girl out of Ireland who seems to know how to hold a willow, as that is punched down the ground just for a single. I'm sure a lot of the Irish cricket fraternity who are probably listening and tuning in must have big raps on young Hunter, and I've been mightily impressed. First time seeing her live myself. Excellent batter. Malcolm-Ball's been brought in to see if she can take a wicket and do something for the Netherlands. Well, down the crease and gone. Taken the wicket. And Malcolm-Ball changed her length a little bit as she saw Prendergast coming down, trying to turn it into that half volley. And a good, safe catch in the end. As I'll have to find out who took that. I think that's Caroline van Kolwijk. And a good catch. Changed her length just enough. We know these Irish batters like to come down the crease and try and turn it into half volley. Wasn't the half volley though, so pulls the shot straight to mid wicket. And you can see the Netherlands, they needed that. That'll get them in the huddle, and sometimes a wicket's perfect just to get the team back in the huddle, calm some nerves maybe. But a good little innings that was from Prendergast, who has to go. Might be disappointed to not go on with it, but a good innings nonetheless. So the captain now, Laura Delaney, coming out at number 4. And well, special mention to that lady on your screen, because I was told just before the game at the toss that 185th appearance for the Irish for her country, and that is the new representative number record. I'll have to find out who she surpassed, but congratulations, Laura Delaney. 185 appearances for her country. Quite remarkable. That one beats the outside edge, but it just shows the longevity of Delaney, and also very handy with the ball and a good leader of this team. And not off the mark just yet. 2 consecutive dot balls. Great start this from Malcolm, who's come in at a time where the runs were starting to flow, but 1 wicket, 2 runs conceded. Bit of white zinc there. It is a warm, sunny day here in the Netherlands. It must be 25, 26 degrees. Perfect weather for cricket. Delaney not afraid to come down the crease, as we've seen with many of these Irish batters, and that will be the over complete. That's a good over for the Netherlands. We're at the halfway stage. Score is 78 for 2. So 78 for 2. Just a reminder to our viewers that we are only 40 days away from the ACC. 25th of September, creeping up very fast indeed. So make sure you tune in for all those international T10 games down at Malaga. Looks like another bowling change. So the Dutch, to their credit, aren't going to be a team that just sit idly by and not take risks. It's going to be Merrill Deckerling who will come in to bowl. First ball's dragged down and gets away with that. Hits straight to cover. Deckerling, a little bit of a wrist spinner, trying to get that ball from right to left on your screen. Probably got away with that one. That was a little bit short, but straight to the fielder. Short as well, and well, great fielding there in the inner ring. I think that's Land here who saves 4 runs. That was crunched through the offside, but keeps it to 1. That easily could have been 4. Brilliant bit of fielding. Body on the line stuff here from the Dutch, who elected to bowl first. Delaney. Not off the mark just yet, as they bring mid off in the ring. Era Swilling's come forward, so 6 fielders in the ring. Netherlands just trying to create a little bit of pressure. Well bowled, and that's really good aggressive running. That's going to get Delaney off the mark. You can see if you go straight away, usually you'll make it to the other end. So good aggressive running again from the Irish. There's that sweep shot from Hunter, who is looking the goods. Had a slower start than usual, but still there, 34 not out. Down the ground and back to mid-off of Era Swilling, who's brought into the ring. So good start this from Deckerling, who's not getting too much purchase, but trying to hit a good length and keep the batters honest. Last ball of this 11th over. Shortish and, well, picks out cover. So good over in the end. Oh, no, that could be an extra run. Good match awareness from the Irish. The throw came in from Rabin Reich. It deflected off the stumps. And they're going to pinch a single. That should not have been there. Every run does count. And that does mean at the end of 11 overs, the score now is 82 for 2. Looking at that mid-inning summary and where we are roughly. With 9 overs left, Hunter, who's definitely in, I think you'd be looking to go at potentially, let's say, 8 or 9 and over. If they can go at that 8 or 9 or over, 150 is definitely on the cards. Back to the action. Well bowled again from Malcolm, who seems to be able to adjust if the batter is coming down the crease and pull her length back, which is super helpful. Down the crease and hit firmly to the right of cover, and Delaney will do the mopping up from mid-off. So Delaney gets off strike. Steady start for her. She's only 3 off 8. This is where the real contest seems to be. Hunter, you know that she prefers that sort of pick-me-up lap sort of stroke over 45. Might be difficult against Malcolm Ball. We'll have to wait and see. Just driven down the ground just for a dot, though. Great mopping up there in the inner ring. Credit to the Netherlands, I think, in the field. They've been pretty clean so far. See this. Good pick up and keeping it to a dot. Every dot counts. Hit extremely hard to laying it mid off, and another dot. So Malcolm Ball's got fantastic figures at the moment. Only the 3 runs conceded for the off spinner. Oh, and that might have been an opportunity. Well, some of the reaction from the fielders was hands on head. Was there a feather edge? Hard to tell. It did spin in. Very difficult to tell from the reverse angle. Maybe that's a life for Hunter. Good over this again from Malcolm Ball. Last ball of this over. Oh, I reckon there is an edge there. Great camera work. Just a feather that goes down. Flighted, driven, 1. So Hunter hold the strike, and a good over from Malcolm Ball. Has only gone for 4 off her 2 to start. The score at the end of 12 is 84 for 2. So I'll have to jot that down as a bit of a chance on 34 for Hunter. Looking at those groups in the ECC that are coming up. As you can't see the Netherlands there because they're at the very bottom of your screen. They're already in finals week, championship week. So you'll see probably a lot of Netherlands A players and some pretty big names come out for the Netherlands. They brought a very strong team last year and were the deserved winners. Swept into a big pocket of space, but they'll just settle for the single. So Hunter still favouring that sweep shot. Seems to be able to generate quite a bit of power from it. Down the ground, and well, it looks for an expansive drive. Oh, it's a bit of yes, no. Oh, it's a missed opportunity. I reckon if that was picked up cleanly, there was a bit of a yes, no there from Delaney and Hunter. Easily could have resulted in a run out. I think that's Overdyke out there that just couldn't grab the ball cleanly. So just the 1. Brings Hunter back on strike. Dragged down. Oh, doesn't get it. Top edge. Should be caught. Is caught. Well, it's giving the wicket away. Hunter will be distraught about that. It was a shortish ball from Deckling. And in the end, it produces a mistake. You got to take your wickets when you can. And a little bit of luck this time goes the Dutch way. That takes the score to 86 for 3. It was a short ball into the pitch. Maybe just got stuck a little bit. And Hunter got through the shot way too early. See, Babette later actually took her glove off. I think she thought at one stage she'll go collect that ball potentially for a run out. But the top edge and a 3rd wicket will go. So 86 for 3 now. And, well, Deckling and Malcolm Ball just pegging this back here for the Netherlands. Doing a good job. Does give this Irish batting lineup some time at the crease. As we know in the very first game, they didn't get to have a look at their middle order because the openers did such a fantastic job. They do have a good platform. I'll be hoping to go on with it from here. But that was a big wicket in the context of this game. Looks like Rebecca Stockel will come out now and get her opportunity live on the European Cricket Network. And if you are enjoying all the coverage on the ECN, do feel free to follow us on our social medias and give us a like. Deckling, who probably hasn't landed it as good as she'd probably hope, still has fantastic figures of 1 for 6 off 1.3 so far. Again, dragged down, and well, Ireland just finding it a bit tough to get her away with those sort of drag down deliveries, as that was stopped by Rabin Reich just for the 1. As you can see, really short ball and just not being able to find the gaps here as consistently as they'd like the Irish against Deckling. Another short ball, and yeah, that one's through. That's exactly what they've been hoping for. And Delaney does get it through the gap as she gets her first boundary in her milestone game, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of these deliveries have to be said pitching short and wide, and there's no sweeper cover on the offside, so if you get it through the ring, it's 4 runs, and yeah, we'll see the change in the field now. Mid-off's going to come into the ring, and a deep cover is going to be put in place. That's a bit of a hit-me ball, and good batting from Delaney. Oh, good comeback deliveries. That spun quite a bit, and given not out from Ridgeway Akram, that looked close. Bit of purchase in the pitch. That's 13 overs complete. Score now 91 for 3. A little bit of purchase there for the leg spinner, and well, maybe good signs for Ireland a little bit later. We'll have a look at this from the front on camera. Pitching on middle. The only thing I can think of is probably high. Was a decent stride forward, and if there is a little bit of doubt, usually they're not given. But you can understand why the Dutch went up in unison. As Malcolm brought to continue, who's done a really good job in these middle overs. Again, another dot ball. So, yeah, Malcolm brought definitely the shining light here for the Netherlands. A more than effective spell. So that's defended back to mid-off. So another dot. This is what wickets can do. That big wicket of Hunter just has created a little bit of squeeze here for the Dutch, who will still be hoping to keep this dangerous Irish team to around 140 if they can. Another short ball pulled away, but just can't find that big pocket of space at deep mid-wicket, so it's just going to be a single. 2 balls remaining in this 14th over. Hit hard, but it's going to beat cover. It does get through. Well, should that be it stopped? It's going to cost them 4 runs. And it's a crucial boundary. The Irish were just getting a little bit stuck in the last 2 overs, but turning that into a low full toss, another example of how Ireland are good at using their feet, turning deliveries that wouldn't be that over-pitched into full tosses or half volleys, and splits the gap perfectly. I think that should have been stopped, though. 4 bonus runs for Ireland. As that's cut away and finds backward point this time. So Delaney is finding the fielders and the odd boundary, but decent over again from Moggable with 1 for 9 off her 3. She's done a very good job indeed. Ireland, they have a platform. How many will they get here out in this sunny day in Amsterdam? So having a look at the series schedule, if you are joining us for the first time, this is match number 2. We do have one more game fixtured for tomorrow. Will the series still be alive, or will it be a scenario where Ireland are looking for a clean sweep? Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Flighted delivery, nice shot. Is it going to be caught? No, that's going to be 1 bounce for, well, a shot of authority here. It's good batting. Just timing from Rebecca Stockel. It's a full delivery, not the worst delivery you'll ever see, but hit into a big pocket of space and 4 handy runs as that will bring up the 100 mark, and still 5.5 overs to go here. They'll want 50 off those 5.5, I think. 150 on the cards. There's that dragged down delivery. And, well, quick running direct tip might have been in trouble, but thrown to the wrong end. Got to throw that to the keeper's end. Despite the 3 wickets happening, I have to say that the Irish still look pretty comfortable out here in the Netherlands. Cut away. Deep cover point has been put back now, so just the one. But with wickets in hand, you go at 10s for the rest. You're going to end up on around 155. You can see that projected score on our screen. 12s will get them to 166. That would be a dream finish. Down the ground again, and just the one. So the emerald green of Ireland feeling pretty comfortable at the moment, batting well. Can Netherlands finish this first inning strongly, not be chasing too many? Cut again into a pocket of space. Good fielding from Rabin Raiku. Fizzes the throw in, but it's just going to be another single. This is that stage as a batter. You've got that license now to open up the shoulders and see how many runs you might be able to make. Another big, powerful stroke into the leg side, and that's what I mean. You can release the shoulders, open up a bit, and take a risk. And Stockwell, 2 gorgeous sort of slog sweeps in the over, landing it right between deep mid on and deep mid wicket. And that goes for 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 4, and Ireland really racing away as this gigantic team take over this game. 108 for 3. Want to welcome everybody into the dream box, we like to call it, here in beautiful Amstelveen, Netherlands. It is a hot day. The jacket hasn't been on all day, I won't lie, but I'm glad to have you all with us. So here we had some great reports from Ireland. They're all enjoying the European Cricket Network for the first time. So give us a like, give us a follow. We're on social media. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you know all of them. So do get around. My name's Corey Ruckers. I'm your commentator. Don't have a guest commentator today, which is a little bit of a shame. I want to say thank you to Piers Fletcher, who did join me the other day. But we might get a guest commentator in for tomorrow. I'm working on it. If I can convince him to come down to the ground. Fingers crossed. But what a perfect day for T20 action. The question marks are, can the Dutch get their batting boots a little bit later? As that swept straight to 45 for the dot. Yeah, I guess a lot of questions will be, can the Dutch get going with the bat? They won't be thinking about that at the moment, though. They've still got a bit of work to do here with the ball. As that's missed time to cover. One player for the Netherlands that can hold their head up extremely high at the moment is Malkenborg. Fantastic figures considering 15.2 overs are gone for 108 runs. She's only conceded 9. Remarkable, really. Hard down the ground. What a shot that is. That's the first time that anyone's been able to get a hold of Malkenborg, and it's a beautiful shot. 4 runs, nice and straight. The Irish, well, they must practice this because they've come down the crease so many times in this innings and hit the ball brilliantly straight or through the covers. It's a delight to watch. Again, down the crease, turning it into a low full toss, but can't get the single this time. Again, down the crease, but can't beat mid off this time. And it's a great cricket to watch, really. Coming down the crease so often. Keepers up to the stumps, but not a worry in the world. Delaney got to 18 off 20. Mid-off is going to go back onto the boundary now. Last ball for Malkenborg, who's going to end up with good figures regardless of this last delivery. And down the crease one last time, but picks out mid-wicket. So it'll be a dot ball to end that 16th over. And Malkenborg, well done Figures of 1 for 13. The score after 16 is 112 for 3. Have a look at that scorecard, and credit to the Irish batters who didn't get an opportunity in the first game because the openers carried their bat. But everyone chipping in a bit here. Only 2 extras from the Netherlands, so they've been disciplined. They just haven't been able to get any of these batters out early. Looks like we're going to go back to a bit of pace now after quite a few overs of spin. Iris Zwilling, tall right arm seamer for the Netherlands. Still 2 overs left in her spell, so she might finish from this end. Being brought back with some work to do. Hit hard down the ground. They say 2 straight away. Well, it'll be a tight 2 if they get it. They're going to go, and direct hit's gone. Well, not too sure if the ball hit the stump there. I think it was Iris Swilling's knee actually took the bail off, so they're going to get 2 runs. No appeal from the Dutch. Good aggressive running from Ireland there. Delaney at the non-strikers end, knew straight away. Turn and runs. Went quickly, and you can see the throw just offline. It's back to the live action. Hit down the ground, half a chance. Well, top effort. Turned it into a full chance. That's a tough one. In the end, it'll go for 1. Don't think many players would have held on to that one, though. That was, I won't even call it half a chance. Just a quarter of a chance as Van Koolwijk spills it just, but keeps it to 1. Didn't let the ball go past her is the key. Slower ball and just pushed through the vacant mid-on region. So another 1, and really is party time now for the Irish. Slower ball again out the back of the hand. And, well, looks like Iris Swilling's trying her best to keep the Irish batters guessing. Plenty of different deliveries in this over. Look like an off-cutter slower ball, and that time back of the hand. Nice looking drive, but straight to cover. Good throw, direct hit, but it would be a dot ball. Pretty good over from Iris Swilling in the end. Didn't go for too many. 17 overs complete. The score is, oh, my apologies. We've got 1 ball left. Caught the early crow there. Still 1 ball left for Iris Swilling. Well, I said she's bowled a pretty good over. Hasn't gone for too many. Would want to make sure now that I haven't put too much of the commentator's curse on her and can get out of this over. Does. Well bowled. Very good over under the circumstances, bowling to 2 set batters, and that now is 17 overs complete. Score is 117 for 3. Having a look at that worm, and, well, they've been able to get it back from the 8. I think after 9 overs, there was at 8 and over. And you can see those 2 red dots after the 9th. They've just been able to peg it back a little bit for the Netherlands, which is something that's maybe more manageable when they bat. It is a good-looking surface. It's a good pitch to bat on. Anything under 150, and I think they'll sort of feel if they can get themselves in, they've got a chance. Looks like we're going to go back to Rabeen Reich, who got the first wicket this morning with a great delivery, getting Lewis dismissed through the gate. Been like bowling from the opposite end now. She's got 2 overs left in her spell also, so you expect her and Zwilling to probably close out the innings here for Netherlands. What's Stockwell going to do? It looks like to have good power through the mid-wicket region. Oh, gone. Yep, there it is. I heard the noise through the effects mic. And that is caught behind. What a good catch that is from Babette Delader, who's up at the stumps. Slightly wide of off stump. But nonetheless, a feather edge through. That will be the 4th wicket to go. Pretty wide delivery. Probably would have been called a wide potentially as well, but a feather edge. And they knew straight away, did the Dutch. And then there was an edge there. And I think Stockwell as well. Decision was made, and it was the right decision. So 4 wickets down now, Ireland. As the Netherlands just won't go away. That's always difficult to see a deflection when the keeper's up to the stumps, but a good decision from the umpire, Pim. And credit to the Dutch. They're just fighting back a little bit in these last few overs. Haven't let it get away from them. I think there was a time where 170 or 180 could easily have been hit here, but with some wickets and disciplined bowling and fielding, they've been able to keep it tight-ish. Looks like Sophie McMahon is going to come out at the back end here. And, well, probably has a bit of a license to play some strokes and see if they can still get up to 150. Which will be a psychological boost for the Irish, who are looking to wrap up this series today. So just taking a moment to get herself set and ready. Rapine Wright's picked up her 2nd wicket. Will be very important with the bat also later today. Good delivery, full, and another dot ball, and this is what the wickets do, just choke it up a little bit. I mean, dream scenario here for the Netherlands will be keeping them to 140, considering it did look like it was going to be many more not long ago. An aggressive stroke, but play and miss, and a little bit delayed up. Showing how wide there's some big wraps on her, standing up to the stumps, making it look easy. So a wicket and 2 dot balls to start the 18th. Brilliant from Reich. Edged away, but they've kept 3rd back. That's good captaincy from Heather Seegers just for that shot exactly. That sort of skews away. Just the one. It's an important one as well, though. So it will bring Delaney back on strike, who's been at the passenger end for the last couple of deliveries. Probably itching to get back on strike here and try and take down Reich. Mid-off's in the ring, so it could go over mid-off or potentially play a similar shot to what Hunter played earlier. Get on a knee and try to get it over 45. No, there comes the adjustment. So 3rd has been brought into the ring now. Mid-off has been put back. Nice looking drive, and well, it's a hidden run, and there is one there, easy one. They'll think about 2 on the misfield, but Malcolm Ball does some good mopping up and good throw through to Delader at the stump. So just the 1 as we get into the last ball of this over. A little bit of a misfield here, and just for a split second they thought, can we get 2? But the answer was no. Last ball of the 18th. High in the air, well timed, and well, what a shot, but it's going to be mopped up by Malcolm Boyer, who gets the throw in. They will get back for 2 this time. Lovely shot over the offside. Almost gets the boundary, but 2 runs nonetheless. Good fielding out there from Malcolm. 18 overs complete here at VRA Amsterdam. The score it is 121 for 4. You can see plenty of it nicely through covers, and well, that's going to race away. What a shot. Yep, 4 runs. And gorgeous shot, really. Gets it through the gap, and a bonus boundary at the back end here for the Irish. First ball for Canning, right out the middle of that plate. Slightly over pitch, but that's a fantastic shot. First ball through the gap, 4 runs. Thanks for coming. Slower ball this time and gets it wrong, so that'll be a wide down the leg side. Flicked it this time straight to Morkenbaugh at square leg, who fizzes the throw in, but they'll get through for a 1. So Canning started well here. Dave with a question in the chat asking about the distance of the boundaries. I believe these must be close to 60 metres, or maybe just a little bit under 60 metres, I'd say, just through my eagle eye, but I can find out specifically during the break. Well bowled from Zwilling, who gets in that full delivery, but it's jarred out just for the 1. It's going to be such an important power play in that second innings. If the Netherlands can get it off to a good start, bit of a flyer, this will be game on later today, you'd imagine. Slower ball this time, a real slower loopy ball out the back of the hand, and well, they're going to push hard for 2, and that's what happens when you push extremely hard for 2. You create a little bit of an error in the outfield, and they do get back for 2. That was Lynch trying to do the mopping up at deep mid-wicket, but couldn't. I like that Zwilling's got a couple of slower balls, but I think that one out the backhand just a little bit too slow. The batsman has, or batter I should say, has time to adjust. Last ball of this 19th over. Play and miss. Well bowled to finish the over. That will take them into the 130s from that over though. And the score after 19 is 130 for 5. So we get in to this last over. Ireland will want 10 off it. Anything under 10, I think the Dutch will be pretty happy with their fight back late. Rabin Reich's going to bowl the last, who's been one of the pick of the bowlers, I'd say, with Malcolm. Babette Delaney, the keeper, up to the stumps, but I don't think they will bother the Irish batters. They've shown they're very confident to come down the crease even if the keeper is up. Last overtime. Does come down the crease, doesn't get it out the middle, and gone. Well, another wicket for Reich, who picks up her 3rd. It'll make her feel pretty comfortable, and it's a nice, safe catch. It's just tried to alert. I think that might be Lynch that's held on to that one. I'll confirm for you, though. It is Lynch, who took a nice, clean catch, called out Zwilling. A nice start to the last over for the Netherlands, and Rabin Reich, once again, I think, deserved that wicket. Good delivery, on a good length, and it picks up the breakthrough. Mid-off was in the ring, so you can understand the shot there from Sophie trying to get it over mid-off, but unfortunately, not out the middle of the bat, and has to depart. So, new batter to the crease. Louise Little coming out now, and 5 balls remaining. He's probably going to try and throw the long handle at it. Well, does exactly that. Times it beautifully, but picks out a fielder. Oh, and it's dropped. Oh, burst through land here. Who made good ground to it. What a shot first ball. Picked out deep mid-wicket. It's a long boundary out to that pocket of space, but burst through. Will be 2 runs for a trouble. Oh, Rabin Reich might be a little bit disappointed. Probably should have been caught. Would have been on a hat-trick and a potential of a 5-wicket haul. It was well timed, but straight to the fielder. A deep mid-wicket. Another impressive looking stroke here from Little, who whacks that to deep long on. They'll come back for 2. It is a long boundary. Yeah, good aggressive running. I think Reich just maybe getting a little bit straight to Little at this back end. And 2 pretty clean strikes of the ball over the leg side. Oh, what a shot again. And, well, it goes over the top. I think that's 6. That's a fantastic shot from Little, who's come out here and 3 balls in a row, hit him quite flush. And it is signalled 6. There was a half a chance, maybe. But what a shot. Clean swing of the bat. And this is a little boost right at the back end. Yeah, not catching that. It was already over the rope. Little has come out down the order here and raced to 10 off 3. And how crucial will these runs be in the second innings? Slow ball this time and pace off the ball. And they'll go to, well, they should just take it on. If it's a run out, doesn't matter. You want to get Little back on strike and they will get 2 nonetheless. So brilliant running from Canning. This little cameo from Little, 12 off 4. That little injection that the Irish will be super happy about. Could have been run out, but missed opportunity there for the Netherlands. So good comeback in these last few balls from Ireland. Last ball of this very first innings. Oh, I might have put the kibosh on it because I reckon that's a no ball. It is. Well, all of a sudden, if you thought 150 wasn't going to happen, it could. That's going to be no ball 4. It's 5 free runs and it's a free hit. And Little now moves to 16 in no time. 16 off 5. And just a few moments ago, we thought the 150 was done and dusted. They've got a red-hot chance now. 1-4-7 for 6. Last ball remaining. It's free hit time. The immunity cloak has been applied. Let's see. Can Little get another boundary? Well, inside edge, and no, well stopped there. Almost snuck away from delaying, but will just be a 1. And credit to Louise Little, who's come out right at the end after sitting there the whole time, and will end up on 17 off 6 on an outfield that's got a pretty big boundary to it. So good work, and well, those last few runs make me feel that the Irish will go into the sheds the happier of the 2 teams after being sent in. The Netherlands fought back so well, but cricket can turn in swings and roundabouts quite quickly, and the momentum does feel like it is with the Irish now. Good fight, though, from the Netherlands, who did win the toss, elect to bowl first today. And they've put in a fair effort out there, fielded quite cleanly. As we'll have a quick look at some of the highlights. And well, this was the first wicket of the series for the Dutch. This was Rabin Reich getting it through Lewis's sort of drive there through the offside. Hunter looked really good with Delaney. Prendergast as well, I thought, batted exceptionally well. Vitally impressed with the Irish and their striking ability down the ground. Happy to leave the crease most of the time and take some risks. Hunter, for me, look back with that starlet. She will be a player's name that you'll hear for many, many years. Seems to have a lot of time at the crease. This is when Malcolm came into the attack, picked herself up a wicket. Another wicket fell, and this was all around the 9th, 10th over. Just sort of thought the Netherlands are fighting back here and going to be able to restrict them to something around the 130 mark. Rabin Reich came back, picked up a wicket or 2 right at the back end, but this last little burst from Little really has helped Ireland get up to a more than competitive total. We'll have to wait and see if it'll be enough. The Dutch, they need a very good power play, don't they? That was 5 runs off that last ball, that no ball four. That could come back to cost them. You see some of the players doing their warm-ups because it's only a quick turnaround, 15 minutes. And we'll have a quick look at the scorecard, shall we? And overall, all of the Irish batters chipping in. At 17 off 6 at the very back from Louise Little. Let's see how important that will be. But the top order, fantastic. Everyone offering a bit. Very impressive from Amy Hunter again. And Laura Delaney, the captain, getting some time at the crease. Prendergast looked good. Also, 148 for 6. Only the 4 extras from the Netherlands. We'll have a quick look at the bowling scorecard. And the Dutch, well, they tried their best. They gave a lot of players a bowl. Rabine Reich, 3 for 37, but her figures were sort of ruined in those last 5 balls. Could have easily have had 3 for 20. I thought pick of the bowlers for me was Phoebe Malkinbaugh, 1 for 13 off her 4 overs. Sensational. Economy of 3.25, considering everything that went on around her. That is an exceptional effort. So that does take us to the halfway stage of this game. 20 overs complete. Score is 148 for 6. Do join us back in 15 minutes for the run chase. Thank you.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software and Bizaway.
Hello everybody and welcome back out here to VRA. Beautiful Amsterdam, where we're in the middle stages of this game between the Netherlands versus Ireland. Ireland 1-0 up in the series and, well, being sent in to bat first in the second T20I. They've put on 147. I reckon they'll be pretty happy with that score. Question will be, can the Netherlands get off to a good start? Looks like Orla Prendergast is at the top of her mark. Iris Zwilling will be facing the first ball, and Heather Seegers as at the non-strikers end. So 149 required to win. Umpire Rizwan Akram says play. Welcome back everybody. Here we go. First ball of the run chase. As that is just left alone on the offside. So, top ball to start. What will they need off this power play? If they can get themselves to 45 off the 6, that might set them up for a pretty big finish. Iris Zwilling on strike, batted at number 5 in the Tri-Series versus Thailand and Scotland. This time set up to open down the leg side, and that should open proceedings in the run tally. Does give me a good opportunity to welcome back all our viewers around the world, wherever you might be, especially those in India and the subcontinent. Good luck for all your Dream 11 teams. I'm sure there's plenty of them. And welcome back to everyone on YouTube. Hope you're doing well and hope you enjoy this run chase. Sunny, warm day here in the Netherlands. What can the Dutch do? As that is jarred out, timed beautifully, and it breaks through backward point. That'll go for 4. Little bit of a missed field, but that's a perfect start for the Dutch. They need to get going early. Unfortunately, Georgina Dempsey couldn't stop that one at backward point, and that flew off the bat. So 4 runs to Zwilling. A nice looking shot, full delivery and squarely driven. Extremely well timed. Again, pushed out to the offside. This time, running it down to the vacant third region and getting a single brings Heather Seegers on strike, who has been in pretty good form this summer. Played some sensational knocks against Thailand and Scotland. Needs to play a bit of a captain's knock here. A lot of pressure on this top 3 of Seegers, Zwilling and Deleda. No Stir Callis in line-up for the Dutch, probably their premier batsman. Or batter. Full delivery, well driven, but straight to mid-off, so no run just yet. Prendergast has some serious pace as well, getting through the crease quite well. Good strong action. It is a gorgeous day out here in the Netherlands. A lot of people have come down and walking around VRA Cricket Oval or sitting up at the pavilion watching this one. Perfect conditions if you're in the area. Hit powerfully, but straight to mid-wicket. Another dot ball, and that's a bit better from Ireland in the field. We know their standards were so high the other day. They didn't miss a trick to call their opportunities. They'll be hoping for more of the same today. A couple of early wickets. 7.4 required and over. It is a fast outfield out here, so if someone can get in from this Dutch batting lineup, they've definitely got a chance. Driven extremely powerfully, but another dot ball. Seegers looks like she's timing the ball quite well, just hasn't been able to find the gaps. And that will bring us to the end of the first over. So 1 over complete here in this run chase. Netherlands are 6 for none. As we mentioned in the first innings, 40 days away from Cartermania. Looking forward to the event, premier event of the year, the ECC. 31 nations, Carter Oval, 25th of September to the 20th of October. And it is pretty extreme cricket. Sometimes you see scores in the vicinity of 150 being chased down. So 10 overs, plenty of action. It'll be our 3rd edition of the ECC. So make sure you tune in. All the games live. Brought to you by the ECN, European Cricket Network. Let's get into over number 2. Well defended there from Zwilling. Looks like it's going to be Ava Canning coming in from the far end. And Ava, not as much pace as Prendergast, has to be said, but a lot of good control and swings the ball in quite a bit. She has the field set leg side as well, deep backward square, deep mid wicket. Flighted, hit in the air. It's going to fall short of mid-on. They're going to go for a quick single. It's a good arm. Oh, I reckon direct hit would have been in big, big troubles, Willing. Just misses the stumps and gets through for the one in the end. Seegers now on strike and hits that quite firmly as well. Gets herself off the mark with the 1. So the intent is good from the Dutch. They're going to be up against a very strong Irish bowling lineup and pretty clean fielders as well. So not going to be easy. Canning just swinging it into the stumps, and that's her job. The way the field is set, she's got to be stump to stump here. This time underneath edge into the pad. So you can tell Zwilling wants a piece of this, just clearing that front leg, and I think she's going to target over mid-on if she can. Tall banner, got a lot of power. Flighted delivery and, well, hit extremely hard down the ground, exactly in the zone we were talking about. This time goes 30% more comfortable and calmer by hitting it along the deck and gets 4 for her trouble. Good shot. Good start this from the Dutch. It's a full delivery. Not too much pace and Zwilling clobbered into that one. 4 runs. You can see that. Bat turns in her hands just a little bit, but the timing was good and pretty safe area to hit that. That one just an overcorrection from Canning, and that'll be a wide. Question from Isaac asking, any chance if we see Peter Saylor and Myberg at the ECC for the Dutch? Highly doubtful. I imagine both those players are well retired. I'd be surprised. It's more of a vessel to give younger players a go anyway. Another slow ball, and that is clobbered. What a shot that is. Well, Zwilling at the top of the order, out there to get on with it and doing exactly that. It was a half volley. You got to put it away still, and Zwilling does that job. She's raced to 14 of 8, and the Netherlands, good start now. 2 overs complete, 17 for none. So good start this from the Netherlands, who have looked a lot better and a lot sharper than match 1 in all facets, has to be said. They'll be disappointed they're not chasing 135, though. Those last 5 deliveries costing them plenty in the first innings. Nice shot, driven straight to cover. Seegers timing the ball well. I want to say a mention to, looks like Ash in the YouTube chat, who's donated 40, I think that's rupees, to the chat. You can donate on the YouTube page. And he said he's found ECN recently and hopes to see more women's events. So thank you very much, Ash. And always good to have our viewers who always want to jump in and chime in with either questions, quotes, or a little bit of support. Thank you very much. Pulled this time and doesn't find the gap again. So Seegers is a powerful batter also. And at the moment getting a little bit frustrated, I think, timing the ball well, but just hasn't been able to find the gaps. Have a look. This was the throw just coming in and almost got her on the shoulder, but thankfully she's okay. Didn't even bit an eyelid, and there came the apology. So good to see these two teams playing in the right manner, and an apology coming quickly. Hit hard, and there's the gap. That's exactly what Seegers has been looking for. That'll go away on this quick outfield. 4 runs, and, well, that frustration was bottling up, and that hopefully will release a bit of tension there for Seegers. Nice shot, 4 to the kitty. And I have to say, this is good from the Dutch. They're looking okay here at VR8. A long way to go, though. It's good T20 power play batting, this. Not nudging it around. Get on with it. Enjoy having the field in. Oh, great delivery. And, it gets a little bit of an inside edge, I believe, and that will go away for 4. Great delivery from Prendergast. Does Seegers all ends up, but a little inside edge flies away. And this is a good start now for the Netherlands. Just got a feather edge that flew away from the keeper. So 2 4s in this over. And Netherlands look much improved from the other day. This time ties her up for room. Can't flick that down the leg side. So another dot. So last ball of this third over. Seekers has got to 9. Willing 14. Prendergast got that extra pace, but the ball has been flying around a bit. Full toss and smacks it straight to mid-wicket. Disappointing not to get that away also, but good start here for the Netherlands in the run chase. 3 overs complete. Score is 25 for none. As you can see, what we've got coming up tomorrow, Netherlands versus Ireland. It's the last game of this series, and, well, will it be a potential whitewash for Ireland, or will it be the deciding game of this series? The forecast is meant to be pretty clear and sunny, so looking forward to that. 2 p.m. local time. Make sure you tune in with us on the ECN. Looks like Canning will continue. Seeing a slight adjustment to the field here. It's probably the right call. Deep mid-wicket will stay out, and deep mid-on will stay out. They've brought the deep square leg up. Slow, foolish delivery, driven extremely well to mid-off, and a slight misfield, and they'll go on the misfield. Good running. This is exactly what the Netherlands need to do. Take their opportunities and try and get as many runs as possible. Another full delivery. And, well, Seegers gets a toe end, and this one as well. That's going to hold up, I think, just. They could think of 3 here as Welling's quick enough, but no, not quick enough. So they'll just get the 2. Bright start this, though, from the Netherlands, who have got themselves to 28 for none. Trying to hit that hard through the offside and underneath edge, and some bonus runs. Doesn't matter how you get them, you just got to get them. Flighted and hit hard down the ground. So not as much swing today for Canning either, who obviously is a little bit slower through the air, likes to flight the ball right up and get a lot of swing in. But today there hasn't been as much swing as the other day, and I think the Dutch batters are fancying this contest at the moment. How does Canning respond, and does she start her line a little bit wider? Well, he's going to respond because that should be a wicket. It is a wicket. It's a loose stroke, and Canning gets the last laugh. Zwilling will have to go. It's a big wicket in the context of this game. You can see plenty of celebrations there from the Irish. I'll have to have a closer look. Was this a slight leg cutter or slow ball? Zwilling did look very early on the shot. Let's have a closer look at the wrist position here. Yeah, maybe rolling her fingers across the delivery, slight leg cutter. And you can see, reaching for the ball, a thickish outside edge balloons to cover point. And that will be the first wicket gone in this run chase. So 1 wicket down now. Babette Delata will come out at number 3. Good start from the Netherlands, but that wicket will hurt them a bit. They're going to have to keep going and keep that rate going as well. So first ball for Delata, just ties her up for a little bit of room on the leg stump. We'll get the score graphics updated for you in a moment, but pretty clear for me that should be 29 for 1 now. There it is. And there they come. So Canning did get the breakthrough that the Irish needed. Well, she comes down the crease, brave batting. And, well, he's going to get off the mark. Will it go for 4? Actually got more bat on it than I thought. And will get 4. So, Delata, not too worried about Ireland having the keeper up to the stumps. That's Amy Hunter who's keeping and hovering. But she gets the bat down on it, gets 4 for her trouble. So, 4 overs complete in this run chase score. 33 for 1. As you can see, coming down the crease early in the innings, but backing the ability to get the bat on it. It's good, brave batting from Delata. Seegers is 12 off 12, and I reckon 11 out of those 12 balls has timed it beautifully. So it looks like there will be a change. Georgina Dempsey has the ball in her hand now, off the long run also. Oh, powerful shot, and it's parried over the bar. I think that's gone for 6, actually. It has, so Seegers has hit that so hard and so flat. It's flown out to deep square leg, and it's burst through the hands and kept flying for 6. What a remarkable shot that is. Well, on another day, it would have been caught, hit it flat, hit it hard. Did we get it? Good camera work, and it balloons over the bar. A goalkeeper save almost. That's all the Prendergast out there that just couldn't handle the hot potato. That was hit so hard. Another short ball, and oh no. Well, a short ball outside the off stump. There's no sweeper on the offside, and Seegers has just wafted the bat at that, and unfortunately, it'll cost her wicket. Was timing the ball so well. That's the first time she sort of checked her shot. Look at this, short, wide, no one sweeping deep on the offside. It would have been a wide. Oh, that hurts. And the Netherlands captain will be super disappointed. That was there to either leave for a wide or just to punch hard along the ground for another boundary. In the end, it's a bonus wicket for the Irish. And that means both openers have now been dismissed. Rabin Reich will come out at number 4, who was the top scorer in the first T20I for the Netherlands. Bowled pretty well also to pick up 3 wickets. But what a bonus wicket that is for the Irish. Wasn't the prettiest of wickets, but doesn't matter how you get them, you just got to get them. Dempsey, well, could say, should have had the wicket the ball before. They got parried over the bar for 6 and does pick it up now. So, nonetheless, luck does go both ways. So the question will be, can Netherlands build another partnership? Because the rate at the moment's okay. It's more about those wickets column. Don't want that to creep up too much. That'll be down the leg side and single to wide. So you feel like this partnership does have a lot of say in this game. Toledo and Reich, who both have a lot of international experience for the Netherlands. One of these two, you'd imagine, would have to bat pretty deep in this run chase. That's defended to backward point. The one good sign I would say that compared to the other day, it did feel like the Netherlands were getting slightly choked in the batting department, where a lot of dot balls had crept into their game and they weren't looking to strike the ball particularly hard. It's been a different sort of method so far from Zwilling and Seegers. It really came out with the intent to strike the ball and find the boundary. Will Reich and Toledo follow suit? Defensive stroke so far for Reich, who's just getting herself in. Also, they're going to have to deal with Arlene Kelly, who picked up the Player of the Match award in the first T20I. Fantastic figures of 5 for 12, her maiden 5-wicket international. So plenty of work to do for the Netherlands. Another defensive stroke, and that's what that bonus wicket can do. If that had been fought from Seegers or even left for a wide, she still would have been out there facing in the power play and motoring along. So that wicket really does sway the game a little bit. That one down the leg side to an extra bonus run. Dempsey just losing her line a little bit in this over also. 7 balls remaining off this power play. If they do end up getting into the 50s off the power play, though, despite the 2 wickets, I think the Dutch will be happy. They would bring it down to around about 100 off the remaining 14 overs. Oh, Rabin Wright goes for an adventurous sort of shot and balloons it in the... Oh, it's dropped. Wow, that's a terrible drop in the end. It's going to cost a run and it should have been caught. The Irish have been so good in the field, but that time just maybe losing it in the big blue sky. And the feet weren't set. Still moving at the point of contact with the catch. See a little bit too much moving. There's an old saying, if your feet are moving while you're trying to take a catch, your eyes are actually still shaking. So opportunity missed. No one means to drop them, but unfortunately, that's a reprieve. Or fortunately, if you're a Dutch supporter, having a look at that ECC event that is coming up. These are the teams that are playing it at. Some seriously good groups there as well. Looking forward to, I think that Group F actually might be one of the hotly contested groups, as well as seeing Jersey and Guernsey going up against each other in Group B. A little bit of an island battle there. And, well, Italy in Group C, look out for them. They've done very well in their cricket in the last few years. Oh, what a shot that is. Well, beware the dropped player. They've dropped an opportunity there, and it gets hit for 4 the very next delivery from Rabin Reich. Kelly was brought into the attack, and yeah, gets a straight back over ahead first ball. Netherlands definitely have had a word about their intent and how they want to go about their batting. That was a foolish ball, wide of off stump, but straight over ahead. Great shot from Rabin Reich, who should have been dismissed for a duck. This time cut and unfortunately finds backward point. No one sweeping on that offside. Will be disappointed not to find the gap. So 46 for 2 here. Interesting start to this run chase. Another full delivery, swept. Oh no, finds deep mid-wicket. Well, 2 boundary riders in the power play. Right, chanced her arm again. But with a deep mid-wicket in place, you probably think you have to hit it straight. It's such a big boundary out there. Goes for the slog sweep, but there was 2 fielders back there, so you got to hope it lands in a pocket of space. It doesn't. Go straight to the fielder. And despite the good run rate from the Netherlands, 3 wickets in the power play could come back to haunt them as Ireland keep themselves ahead, 46 for 3. So it was all a Prendergast with a very good catch out there at deep mid-wicket. Kelly has 1 for 4 now after taking 5 for 12 the other day. Could say he's having a pretty good series. 6 for 16 in total. As Frederick Overdyke comes out and, well, there's not often times you need a rebuilding phase, but just feels like a bit of common sense here for the Netherlands for maybe the next over or 2. They can't afford to lose another wicket here. The rate's okay. No issues with their rate. First ball for Overdyke. Oh, big appeal. Big appeal. Not out in the end. That might be close. We'll have to have another look at that. Maybe a little bit of bat involved. Was it sliding down? Closer look. Oh, must have been close. Must have been very close. You could see the keeper, though, Hunter, also shaping to go down the leg side. Was there a little bit of bat? We can't tell. Delayed it just in the high line there. In the end, dot ball. This one's driven to cover. So, well, Arlene Kelly, I dare say, has been enjoying her time in the Netherlands so far. 6 wickets in this T20 series so far. Despite her first ball being hit for 4, it's come back with 4 dot balls, I should say. Last ball of the power play. Well bowled on a good length with that sort of rolling leg cutter, pace off. 6 overs complete in the run chase. You'd say Ireland, because of that 3rd wicket, noses ahead. Score is 46 for 3. With those 3 wickets, you can see just heading the wrong direction all of a sudden. But they're still above the required rate. That red line going across the middle of your screens there. So the questions will be, can they keep up the rate without losing too many wickets in, say, the next 5 to 6 overs? Delader and Overdyke out there will be the key as the field does spread. So power play complete. We'll have 4 fielders outside the ring. A little bit different to the men's version of the game where you can have 5 fielders outside the ring. 103 of 84, 7.3 required. That's down the leg side. They might go for 4, you know. It's in a big pocket of space. How's the outfield? It's going. It doesn't. Just stopped, and they'll get 2. So I reckon that might be off the bat, or was it leg by? It's going to be no signal from the umpire. So 2 runs. Have a closer look. Yep, good work. A little fingertip into the nutmeg. Saves a couple of runs for her country. Dempsey, despite having the wicket, has it sprayed just a little bit both sides of the wicket. That's better. Good line and length from Dempsey. (101 off 82) isn't impossible on such a fast outfield. You just need one batter to bat through. Will it be Delader's day? Well bowled again. So Dempsey just getting the line right the last 2 deliveries. Plenty to play for as well. Raking points on the line. And, well, a series victory on the line, actually, here for Ireland. A win here would close this series off, and then they'd be looking to whitewash it tomorrow. Delivery missed out from Delada, who be disappointed not to get any bat on that. I have to say credit to the grounds crew and everyone. The pitch has been fantastic. I think good for bowling and batting. Maybe a little bit unlucky that one's not signalled a wide. But I think it's a proper wicket out here at VRA with a good outfield, conducive for run scoring and good bowling if you get in the right areas. And that is the right area. So good over this from Dempsey besides the two off the first ball. Very good indeed. Last ball of the 7th over. And blocked again. So good over that for Ireland, who, well, keeping their noses ahead in this one. The score after 7 is 48 for 3. As I want to welcome you. Well, that was a quick one. Welcome to the Dream Box. Welcome everybody around the world. We've got viewers from all over. Had messages from Australia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Ireland, Netherlands, of course, and everyone that's tuning in on the ECN. If you are new to the ECN, 1,700 plus games a year, and that's why we don't always wear the blazer. My blazer's over there because it's extremely hot here in Amsterdam. But big thank you to everyone that's helped to try get this series on. We have the Jersey Women's coming to the Netherlands next week. We've got 3 T10s, followed by 3 T20s as well. So a bit of T10 flavour for the women's game next week. And it's great to expand the game. I know the women's cricket is growing everywhere around the world. And it's great to see so many people supporting it as Arlene Kelly gets herself another wicket. Well, I think Arlene Kelly might look for some property here in Amsterdam because she enjoys bowling here. She gets herself another wicket. How quick was the glove work from Hunter? Overnight tries to be brave, comes down the crease, doesn't get near it, and thanks for coming. Easy stumping in the end. And Netherlands just losing wickets consistently at the wrong time. So another wicket will go, and well, you imagine now Ireland well ahead in this game. It's going to take a special sort of innings from someone in the Dutch setup. We've seen it before in the Netherlands. They do have this happy knack in the men's and women's teams to fight back extremely. Arlene Kelly has 2 for 4. If you didn't get to see game 1 on the Monday, she took 5 for 12. So mathematics was one of my stronger suits at school. She's got 7 for 16 for the week. And I don't even think we're a little over halfway through. So Kelly might be thinking of some pretty impressive figures again. Someone's pushed into the offside. I had a good chat with Arlene after the previous feats of her maiden 5-wicket haul for the country in the last game, and talked a little bit about the rolling leg cutter. And she said it's something that's come into her game of late, and she says a lot of batters do struggle to get the power on it, and she feels that she can get a bit of movement off the surface. So obviously employing that tactic once again. Another play and miss, and well, she has an opportunity here to take a bagful once more. You'd imagine that it'd be hard to pry the ball out of her hands. I reckon she could potentially bowl 4 overs on the trot here. Netherlands, even though their rate is good, they have just slipped behind with the wicket column. 4 down already is danger signs. Driven nicely, but it's a backward point. This is what I mean. The wickets just keep the new batters coming in. They chew up a couple of deliveries, and then before you know it, that rate has come back to a run a ball. It almost is now 46 deliveries, 48 runs, and Ireland starting to pull away in this T20 International, and the series is on the line. Bowled. Well
What a delivery. That's not the leg cutter. That's the quicker one. That's the variegation. Arlene Kelly has 3 for 4 to go with her 5 for 12. Right now, she is having a great time of it. Fantastic bowling. The emerald green of Ireland pulling away. That's a great shot, isn't it? The middle stump uprooted. And you can see some smiles on their face, and you can understand why. This one isn't a leg cutter. This is pure pace coming through, back in with the arm, and it just shows the challenges for batters. And, well, Kelly could potentially, I don't want to say it, yeah, I will say it too early, has the opportunity to go back-to-back Pfeiffers, back-to-back Michelle Pfeiffers, which is pretty rare, I would imagine, in the T20 game. We won't get on that chat just yet. We'll wait. She's got 3, but 3 for 4. Yeah, you take that, don't you? Following on from the 5 for 12. Can anyone tell me what the what's the bowling average for the week? What's that? Well, there's 2. I can tell you she has 8 for 16 for the week. Remarkable bowling average of 2. Yeah, you take that. Also is representing the Auckland women as well. Oh, you just feel like there could be a wicket any ball, but surprisingly, it's a run. So another successful over for Ireland, as Netherlands really are in a lot of strife now. They are 49 for 5. Having a look at that scorecard, it was promising early. The openers, Seegers and Zwilling, they got it out the middle. They looked good and they were striking above 100. Unfortunately, that middle order hasn't rocked up yet. Reich, Overdyke and Malcolmbort have all been dismissed. Delaida's been there watching a little bit of carnage from the non-strikers' end. But they need a partnership, don't they? So back to the action. A lot of people in the chat saying Arlene Kelly, phenomenal figures. And I have to say it is phenomenal. Credit to her. That's edged away, and that might be 2 if they run hard. And they'll probably settle for the one. I think Delader wants a bit of strike. But yeah, little M in the chat saying phenomenal. Correct, phenomenal from Kelly. 8 wickets for 17 for the week. But the Dutch just lost wickets at the wrong time, it feels, and they have a lot of work to do. 99 off 71 now, 5 wickets down. This would be a remarkable comeback if they were to get back into this one. Nice drive, gorgeous shot from Delader. Gets that away out to deep extra cover. One thing I've noticed from this Ireland team, very disciplined in the field. Seem to know their angles and well-coached team. Now, a lot of people in the chat seem a little bit disappointed of that batting collapse. It did feel like we were going to have a much closer game, but at the moment it's all Ireland, all emerald green. That one is respectfully played. Yeah, so the question marks will be for the Dutch, at what stage do they take another risk? You don't want to give up the game just yet, but that run rate required is just creeping up. It's 8.43 now. Only a few overs ago, they had got it down to about 6.8. It's amazing how quick this game can change. That'll be signalled a wide. Every run is welcome. So Lynch and Delana. Lynch, who's usually opening the bowling for the Netherlands with her left arm off spin. Also pretty handy with the bat. Gone. Well, that's called the commentator's curse. A little bit of the kibosh, as you will. It's full from Dempsey, aiming in at the stumps, and that is the off stump gone. The bail flies off, and unfortunately this game all of a sudden feels like it is running away. 6 wickets gone, full straight. You miss, I hit.
Just annoying because you see him in the net
So 6 wickets down. And, well, you just have to feel that the Irish class is showing once again. For a brief moment, or brief moments in this game, they've been under the pump a little bit. It was in that first innings when Louise Little took those last 5 balls for 17 runs. And right now, they were under the pump probably after 5 overs, and they've fought right back. If not, put themselves in unassailable position. Land here will come out here and try something. Not going to be easy. So first ball for Land here. Dempsey has 2. Oh, edged away. That'll just be a single. Delata has been out there quite some time and watched a lot of wickets fall around her. Not easy. See a message in the chat from KSM saying Arlene Kelly, surely the front runner for Player of the Series award already. And yeah, I don't think you could even question that. So far ahead for probably Player of the Series. But I would say young Hunter, the wicketkeeper opening bat, might have a say in that if she is to go on and make another good score in the final game. Not over just yet. Delata looks for a cheeky single, direct hit gone. No, drops the ball. Well, I think it still required a direct hit. In the end, they scamper through for a single. We'll have a quick look from side on. As a direct hit for me felt out. Here comes the bat. Where's the ball? Well, you know what? Maybe safe. Nonetheless, it's a 1. You can see Delata was just trying to get back on strike because that is the last ball of the over. And we have a quick look at those bowling figures. And, well, Dempsey and Kelly, they're enjoying their day out. There's 5 wickets between the two. Thought Prendergast didn't bowl that bad a spell either. She came up against some very good opening batters today. And Canning also picked up the big wicket of Zwilling to start the collapse, you'd have to say. As here comes Arlene Kelly again. Swept well. Really nice shot and 4 runs. Very good batting from Delata, who has been watching a lot of the chaos from the non-strikers end. And, well, not many people have been able to find a way to target Arlene. And that time the sweep shot comes out. Good shot, 4 runs. Wouldn't be surprised. There's no 45 in place, so you might have a scenario where we do see another lap sweep or another sweep shot. Can't sweep that one as it's wide outside the off stump. Dot ball. So 91 off 64. You feel like Delata will have to pull off one of the more sensational innings if Netherlands are even going to get close here. There's that sweep shot. Big appeal. Well, on another day, maybe it's given, but not out by the umpire. And signalled leg byes. That must have been close. You can see why there. It's good replay, actually. You can see Delata getting her foot outside the line of off stump, so obviously not hitting her in line. Oh, there's a cheeky single. Good running from Delata, who wanted the strike back. So also Land here, getting bat on ball to make sure that Delata is back on strike. 60 for 6. It's been a big collapse in this middle order. Hit hard into a gap. They'll go through a quick single and they'll get there. It's good running from Delata and Land here, who haven't given up this chase just yet, trying to find a way to stay in this game. This might be one of the very few overs that Kelly hasn't picked up a wicket in the tournament. Well, almost picks up the wicket off the last ball as a loose stroke comes, but ends in a dot, and that will be 10 overs complete. We're at the halfway stage of the run chase. Netherlands struggling along at the moment, 61 for 6. You can see out in this halfway stage, it doesn't look pretty, but it's only been the last few overs where the Netherlands have really sort of let themselves down. The wickets falling in clumps, and unfortunately, when you lose wickets in clumps, it's very hard to recover, and that's what we're seeing here for the Netherlands. Not going to get much easier either. There's plenty more bowling to come for Ireland. It looks like it might be the captain. It is the captain, Laura Delaney, has the ball in hand. A special day for her and her family. I've been informed that she has become the most capped Irish women's player ever across all formats. So congratulations to her. Can she get a wicket on her special day? No. Bit of yes, no. Well, one thing about Laura Delaney, she's honest, because for a brief moment, thought she was going to throw that ball up in the air and celebrate. Let's have a closer look. Great camera work, by the way, and yep, good honesty. Isn't that funny? They're one of those ones around the world where frame by frame always looks like it hits the deck, but she didn't go up for the appeal. So good honesty there from the Irish skipper. And so that's pushed into the offside by Delater. So where do the Dutch go from here? You don't want to give the chase up, but losing 5 for 13 after being in such a good position, it is hard to fight back. You can't give it up though. No point losing and just blocking out the rest of the innings. You've still got to be brave and try and find a way to score. Bold. Well, there is the moment for Delaney. Congratulations on a special day in her international career. Most capped women's player of all time. Picks herself up a wicket live on the European Cricket Network. Getting through the defences of land here. And now 62 for 7. Those poor stumps have been rattled a few times, haven't they? It was slow, it was straight. And, well, I hope that was an outside edge onto the stumps, because it looks like it's gone a long way. Maybe if it was a feather outside edge that helped it deflect, or was it just a natural leg cutter that went? Either way, it's a pretty good ball to get. And that is a wicket for the Irish skipper. And you'd imagine now this series has just quickly snuck away from the Dutch. So 62 for 7. Van Koolwijk has come out now and probably has the job to get Delater on strike as much as possible. But it's not an easy task against such a disciplined Irish team. Another dot ball. Yeah, it's a shame. It was a good start, this run chase. As Willing and Seegers got out the blocks, motoring along with some beautiful strokes, but the wheels have really come off here. That one just whacked back into the pitch and back to the bowler. Again, pushing the offside. It's a very quick single, cheeky running and handy running, because it will get Delater back on strike, even if there is last ball of the over. Good to see Adrian Riley pop into the chat. He says, hi there, you all right? I am all right, Adrian. On my own today, no co-commentator. Slight head cold, actually. Sorry, I apologise for my croaky voice today, but I've been told it sounds okay, so getting away with it sneakily. Trust the Australian to be a bit cold on a 27-degree day here in the Netherlands. Last ball of the 11th. Outside edge and can't get the single. Later will be disappointed. Wanted to hold the strike. So that'll be over complete. 11 overs gone. All the Irish. 63 for 7. So 63 for 7. Will we see a bowling change, or will they go to Kelly to try and mop this up? I think we will see a bowling change. Probably a good opportunity for Ireland to get some other players into the game, maybe build some confidence for future series or future programs that they have in the pipeline. There's Dempsey hovering down there at deep long on. You see some crowd in the background. We have a good turnout today. A lot of people have come out and enjoyed the sun and watched this game of T20 action. It looks like Sargent's going to be brought into the attack. Right arm off spin. Made her debut just a couple of days ago. Didn't pick up a wicket, but I thought bowled pretty well. Maybe a little bit of luck didn't go away. Will she be able to get her first international wicket here? Shot. Nice looking stroke from Venkulwaik, who whacks that into the leg side. And they're thinking about too, a bit of ball watching. It's a good throw. You've got to be quick. And does get back for the second in the end. So good running from Delata. Always two there. It's a good throw as well. Could have been close, you know. But a bit of extra bounce as it hit the square. Another pretty powerful stroke out to deep mid-wicket. So credit to the Dutch not giving up this chase just yet. So a couple of fielding changes as Delata's back on strike. Just want to get their angles right. I like that when the captain takes just a bit longer to make sure everything's in place. That's clipped straight to mid-wicket. There's no harm in that. They're well ahead on the over rate. So if you feel like you need a couple of extra moments just to set the right field, why not? Delata comes down the crease trying to turn it into a half volley, but Sargent does well to adjust her length, who still on the search for that very first wicket for her country. Has a good strong right arm off spin action, up and over, gets it to turn a bit. Here's the sweep shot, favoured shot of Babette Delata, who picks out backward square for a single. So Delata's been there quite some time, but just probably hasn't had the support required. Maybe needed Rabeen Wright to have a longer time with her. A couple of people in the chat mentioning Hunter, the keeper's done a good job, yet very talented as well with the bat. Looks like an all-round complete cricketer. That one's dragged down and pulled, but going to find deep square again. So just the one. And, well, these extra deliveries that are getting dragged down are only going for ones, and that's not going to help the Dutch. They need to find some boundaries, and they need to do it very quickly. 12 overs gone. The score is 68 for 7. And you imagine now it's more a matter of time than when. Who's going to be able to pick up these last few wickets, or is there one last charge from the Netherlands? This is what's coming up tomorrow. Same time, same place, as we will have the conclusion of this series. You'd imagine it'll be 2-0 to the Irish unless we have a late change here. And looking forward to this one. I know Ireland will come here with high hopes of going 3-0, but can the Netherlands fight back now or fight back tomorrow? Tune in to find out. Another dot ball. Yeah, so a little bit of a chat from the two batters at the moment. I think that'd be Delata just saying, make sure you get me back on strike. Give us a chance here to throw the long handle. Yeah, that'll do. Doesn't matter how you get me on strike. There might be a couple more, though. Yeah, they're going to go for the 2. They'll take it. So 2 runs. A little bit of a toe ender. Gets it through the vacant third region. Good pick up from Hunter, the keeper, who has been quite tidy and clean behind the sticks. There's a powerful stroke. Oh, it's an opportunity. Just hitting the hand of Delaney, who stuck out the right paw, but it couldn't stick. Never easy off your own bowling. Hit pretty hard as well. Sticks out the paw, but yeah, just off the fingertips, and does go down as an opportunity, but pretty tough one to say the least. Again, pushed into the offside, but a yes-no. Field has come quite tight. They know the situation. Try and squeeze the score and not let Delator back on strike. So 2 balls remaining in this 13th over. Another aggressive stroke straight to mid-on, bit of yes-no and another dot ball. So just the dot balls creeping in, and now the field will spread. They're happy to give a 1 here. Bit of byplay this from Ireland, who spread the field now and don't mind if they get a single, because it will keep Delator off strike for the next over. This might be one of those rare scenarios that if it does go out to the boundary, maybe you just don't take the single anyway. Well, hit hard to deep long on, so they're going to want 2, but it's not going to be on. And it's good cricket from Ireland, just reading the situation and making sure they don't have to bowl too many balls to the Delator, who does have a little bit more experience than Van Koolwijk. That is 13 overs complete. Score is 71 for 7. Having a look at this tournament coming up, the ECC, it is our marquee event. So if you haven't tuned into it before, please do. It is absolute chaos. Some huge scores, amazing fielding, and some pretty special bowling as well. There's groups all the way up to Group F, and each winner of the group will then come back for finals week, where the Netherlands 11 are waiting also. Can't wait for that one. I'll be there for the whole tournament with co-commentators Vinny Sando and Rico Full. Looking forward to it indeed. Lovely part of the world as Sargent continues. And Sargent, it's a matter of time before she picks up her first international wicket. I feel like it's due. Bowling in a good area consistently. It's a matter of time before one gets through the gate or a wicket happens. That's pushed to backward point, just the dot. Yeah, I just like the consistency of her bowling. There's not too many change-ups. It's all a little bit one pace maybe, but it's always on a good length around that 4th, 5th stump. Doesn't seem to drag it down or any long hops. Well bowled again. You can see it forces the batter to try and do something a little bit more peculiar. And if you can deliver 24 deliveries in the same spot, and maybe change your pace every now and then, usually good things will happen. Flighted delivery this time, a little bit more air, and that's hoiked away to the leg side. And bowling to the field as well. 3 fielders back on the leg side, 2 in the inner ring on the leg side, 45 at mid-wicket. So bowling to the field, keeping it pretty disciplined at the moment, the Irish. Here comes something different. Reverse Malachi. And Hunter, who's been very clean indeed, spoils that one. That will be a bye against her tally. No keepers like a bye, but that one will be. That was that sweep shot just a few balls ago from Delator, who's trying everything possible to get the ball away to the boundary. Another one that's not timed into the leg side. A quick over from Sargent. That must have been 2 minutes. Respect the game. Rate that. 2 minute over. A couple of singles. This one, you feel, is almost done. 76 for 7 after 14. So it is 40 days till the Euros. A good fun thing about that. It's probably only 39 days till I'm at the Empanada store in Spain with my crew and co-commentators. So we'll be there a day before setting up, and usually it's a tradition for us to go to the Empanada store near Sunset Beach Club, our main partner hotel. And let's just say we do treat ourselves the night before an event starts, so looking forward to that. as Delaney will continue. Slight appeal from the keeper, Hunter, but going down the leg side. Now, you can't discredit the effort from the Dutch here. It's as if they've just big batting collapses has haunted them over the last 6 or so weeks. Same happened against Scotland and Thailand. They played well in 2 games, but the other games just big batting collapses, and it's really hard to recover from that in the white ball format, in any format to say. Hit well straight to the fielder though, and that is cricket. Sometimes it's not a very nice game. You finally get one out the middle, and it goes all the way down to the fielder out there, who takes a very smart catch. That's well held. I think that's Louise Little out there, who made good ground to her right, and good technique on the ball the whole way. Sonny's on, big smile, thanks for coming. And Delaney, the skipper, picks up her second. That's the 8th one down, and the score, I believe, is 76 for 8 now. So Delaney with the 2 wickets in a big game for her. Most capped women's player of all time for Ireland. If anyone in the YouTube chat is listening to that, can you tell me who she went past as the most capped player? It's a pretty special achievement. So credit to her as Declan comes out here at number 10. And on a bit of a hiding to nothing, awkward sort of time to bat, I guess the only thing you can do is get yourself a highlight and get your teammate back on strike. As the field comes in, so Ireland obviously reading the situation here and thinking it's time to bring the field in and see if they can wrap this up a little bit quicker than what the scheduled time is to finish. Oh, play and miss. Comes off Hunter's gloves onto the stumps, but just a play and miss to start for Declan. Just a quick fumble from the keeper that went straight back onto the stumps, but dot ball. Pushed again, straight back to the bowler. So another dot ball, 76 for 8. Yeah, wonder here, do they take the single even? It's a complicated time actually. You know you're probably going to struggle to go at 13 over, but while Delaney's there, you want her to face as many balls as possible. High in the air, that could be caught. You know, if she can get back, she can. What a good catch, and another wicket go. Well, actually, Gabby Lewis out there who holds on to that. So good movement, and Delaney on her special day, 3 wickets now, 3 for 5, and Lewis, Gabby Lewis, sorry, my apologies, I said it was Little in the previous catch, it was actually Gabby Lewis, my apologies there, made a good catch, and you can see the technique here, I like it, eye on the ball the whole way, side on, and takes the catch, and another wicket goes, and Delaney, on her special day, 3 for 5, doing a fantastic job. Potential to end up with a cheeky little 4 for here. As we get to the last wicket, Delane comes out, and I sort of feel that Delane, from what I've seen from the Netherlands, she made a very good 13-14 not out the other day. I think that she has the power to potentially be up at maybe 8 or 9. Not a natural number 11, if you ask me, but she'll come out here, and this match and this series has almost been won now. One wicket remaining to make the series 2-0. Do want to remind everyone that we are back again tomorrow. Same time, same place, same coverage. Delaney, last ball, maybe last chance for her to get the 4th wicket. Play and miss. So that will end the 15th over. The score currently is 76 for 9. So just confirming there will be a post-match presentation as well for player of the match as Sargent comes in to bowl again, and that swept pretty hard for the one. Brings Delang on strike. But yeah, if you do want to hang around with us till the end of the game, there will just be a quick post-match presentation for the player of the match. And well, it's actually a difficult one. Who would you be choosing for player of the match if you've watched this match? A couple of names, maybe Hunter with the bat, Louise Little for the cameo at the end. You could go back to Kelly for her 3-for, or do you give it to the captain, Laura Delaney, who's also come in with the 3-for? There's plenty of names there. It's actually one of the more difficult ones to call. So let me know who you think player of the match might be as Sargent comes in and bowls, gets another dot ball to her tally. Yeah, very interesting decision to be made. I believe that goes to the match referee, usually picks who player of the match would be. One wicket to go here, or 28 deliveries. Well played. It's a short third, and they'll scamper through for a very quick single. Delaida's been there the whole time. She bats at 3. She would have come out after 1 wicket. And unfortunately, she's watched 8 wickets fall during her time at the crease. Not easy as a number 3 bat. Sometimes you feel a little bit helpless when that is the scenario. Well, that's a big full toss. It's probably the very first time I've seen Sargent bowl a poor delivery. And it does get dispatched. A nice shot from Delaida, who gets that one for 4. It was a big full toss, came down the crease, and nice shot through wide extra cover. Bonus boundary for herself and for her country. At the end of the day, the Netherlands aren't going to go on and win this game, but every run you make for your country, you should always feel proud. Even if the game is more than likely over, you want to be out there, you want to be scoring, and you want to be hitting as many runs as possible. Question for me in the chat, asking who actually determines player of the match. I believe that it would be the match referee, maybe with some guidance from the umpires, but the match referee who's sitting on the side usually decides that. And there is a special moment for Sargent, who picks up her first international wicket. Congratulations. She's deserved that. She's bowled fantastically in the first T20I, and even better, I think, here tonight. She doesn't do a foot wrong, and credit to the Irish team as well. They have come out here to the Netherlands, and they're going to race away 2-0 victors so far in the series, and they could turn that into 3-0, and you wouldn't put it past them at this moment because they are playing fantastic cricket. And that one spinning in onto the stump. She deserves that wicket. And overall, a comprehensive victory once again for the Irish. As you can see, the players leaving the field now. And, well, credit to the Dutch. They were a little bit more competitive today. I think with the ball and in the field, maybe until those last few deliveries with the ball. With the bat, they came out here quite strong as well in the very first power play, but the middle overs just got choked and unfortunately just couldn't get the ball away. So I'd be disappointed, but they're versing a very good Irish team who deserved victors. You see good spirit from both these nations, old rivals in the men's and women's format, and that will make it a 2-0 lead for Ireland, and they'll be looking for a 3-0 whitewash tomorrow, as we will have a quick look at the highlights and the scorecards before we do go over to the post-match presentation quickly. That was a nice shot from Zwilling as she started her innings the right way. They came out with a lot of intent, and the thing is, you can have all the right intent, but you need a lot more support. And unfortunately, there wasn't enough. This was a big moment. Heather Seeger's got a short, wide delivery, but unfortunately for her, just couldn't get it away. It sort of dangled the bat and ended up costing her her wicket. When that wicket fell, you sort of felt like, is that the burst bubble? And then the wickets just kept on falling. Credit to Arlene Kelly again. After taking 5 wickets in the previous game, she came back with 3. And for a very brief for a very brief moment, you thought, could she go back-to-back 5 wickets? In the end, Delaney, the captain, who is having a bit of a milestone game. Let's see a few people trying to find out. Marco Parker and saying Laura Delaney's record appearance might be Claire Shingleton. We'll have to find that out. I'm sure that someone will give me the information. But overall, the Irish were too good. Delaney with the ball. Also, Hunter with the bat. There's so many names there. Louise Little with the bat at the end. Kelly with the ball. Sargent picking up a wicket. I'm not too sure who player of the match is, but we will find out pretty shortly as we'll go over to the post-match presentation. We have a look at that scorecard. Yeah, once again, it's another innings where a couple of names stand out, but unfortunately, yeah, that big batting collapse in the middle is going to come back to haunt them. You see 5, 0, 0, 2, 2, 11, 0, right in the middle. Just need one of those players there to go on with it and make a competitive score. Have a look at those bowling figures. And well, Laura Delaney, 3 for 5 in the end off her 3 overs, 3 for 11 for Arlene Kelly, and 2 for 16 for Dempsey as well. No runs there, no wickets for Prendergast today, but 1 for Sargent at the very back end. A special moment for her also. So that does take us to basically the end of the coverage. We're going to roll the highlights just for another minute or two while I race across to the post-match presentation area, and we'll give you player of the match announcement. I don't know who it is. Let's see. I'm going to go, it might be Laura Delaney, but we'll find out. So do stay on the air and join us for the post-match presentation. That will come up in the next moment or two.
Thank you.